The Richtersveld is a remote arid zone in northwestern South Africa. It's home to the Nama, a nomadic pastoralist people whose ancestors have lived here for millennia. This mineral-rich region features succulent vegetation that's found nowhere else on Earth. It was inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2007. In daily life, most Nama speak a local Afrikaans dialect, but many elders still speak the ancient Nama click language called Khoikhoi. Under colonialism and apartheid, the Richtersveld Nama lost their land and cultural rights. Their nomadic herding lifestyle was disrupted and they had to settle in remote villages. The state took over their ancestral land and opened it up to diamond mining. Many Nama had to find work on the mines and in the cities in order to survive. After apartheid ended in 1994, the Richtersveld Nama reasserted their identity and claimed Aboriginal title to the Richtersveld. They lodged a land claim in 1998, which was eventually granted in 2003 by the Constitutional Court. The Nama received 84,000 hectares of diamond-rich land, a diamond mine, farms, and 190 million rand in reparations. But with so much at stake, this settlement became a poisoned chalice. The Nama had no experience running such a huge project. Factional conflicts broke out in the Communal Property Association, or CPA, that was set up to manage the land claim. These conflicts rendered the CPA dysfunctional and spilled over into the villages of Kubus, Sandrift, Eksteenfontein, and Lekkersing. Traditionally, the Nama resolved conflict through community dialogue, mediated by elders. But traditional dispute resolution systems had been undermined by South Africa's adversarial legal system, which originated in Western Europe. The CPA and Nama leaders also got locked into costly, drawn-out litigation with one another and with external parties like mining companies over various conflicts. This further entrenched divisions. Nama leaders asked IPACC to help them build capacity to resolve these ongoing conflicts. Noting that mediation creates a safe space for difficult conversations, IPACC suggested that mediation training could empower the Nama to heal their divisions and to settle legal conflicts with mining companies. Community leaders agreed to explore mediation as a tool to resolve conflict. IPACC then sent a mediation training team to the Richtersveld for a 2-day community workshop on mediation. This is just incredible. I've never ever been in anything like this before. En route, the team was delayed by a massive sandstorm. This sandstorm, which could be seen from space, underscored the challenges posed to the Nama by climate change and environmental degradation from open-cast mining. On arrival in Kubus, the IPACC team was met by Nama traditional leader Gert Links and community members. The sandstorm had prevented delegates from other Nama villages from reaching Kubus. But the Kubus villagers were keen to proceed and assembled in the church hall for the mediation workshop. The aims of the workshop were to introduce mediation, encourage community dialogue, and to identify community members for further mediation training. The IPACC team comprised IPACC trustee and Griqua traditional leader Cecil Lafleur, Cape Town mediator and trainer Jacques Joubert, and Khumani San mediator and youth leader Ivan Falboy. Ivan Falboy opened by urging both the Richtersveld Nama and the Khumani San peoples to assert their identity through their indigenous languages.
So ons begin op 'n weg nou van die feit dat ander mense vir ons sê wat ons is. So ons taal sê naatjie sa. Nie 'n navorser of wie ook al die geval is. Niemand gaan vir ons sê dat wie en wat ons is.
Jacques Joubert outlined the role of the mediator.
My werk as 'n mediator is om die beste geleentheid te skep vir mense om hulle eie konflik op te los. Want ek weet, as ek gaan inmeng, gaan ek moeilikheid veroorsaak in die konflik. Want een van hulle gaan sê ek kies kant. Jy het gehoor Gert praat van neutraal. As 'n mediator kies ek nie kant nie. Ek sê nie daai ou is reg nie, daai ou is verkeerd nie. Ek maak nie sulke besluite nie. Ek skep 'n geleentheid vir die kliënte om hierdie ding deur te praat en so die konflik te probeer oplos. So dit is eintlik wat ons van julle gaan verwag aan die einde van om ons name te gee. En dan kan IPACC daardie mense oplei om inheemse plaaslike mediators te wees.
Cecil Lefleur noted that conflicts break out in communities when democratic processes are ignored or manipulated.
Julle moet net weer, soos in Engels sê, you must review that process. En begin werk in daai rigting, sodat julle iets het wat julle almal verenig, wat julle in gemeen het. 'n CPA wat staan vir Community Property Association. Is 'n instelling wat vir 'n gemeenskap en namens 'n gemeenskap optree om eintlik is die hele gemeenskap die CPA. Hulle wat hulle nie moet speel is om gemeenskappe te verdeel wat betref hulle belang onder die grond.
Want diezelfde persoon wat die voorzitter is, gaan nooit een verkiezingsvergadering oproepen. En dat is waar ons naar die regering toe gaan om hierdie grondwet te respecteren. Dat is die duidelijkheid wat ik graag wil hê. Hoe is dit mogelijk dat die CPA zijn grondwet eindelijk niks betekent?
Want daar is nooit terugvoerings in die gemeenskap. Jy is in die duisternis, jy bly in die duisternis, en op die einde van die dag beteken die vergaderings goed wat ons bygewoon het niks nie, want hulle gaan nou vergaderings, dan kry jy hoeveel geld daar in die sitting.
Dis 'n neiging wat ons het. Ons luister altyd graag na mense wat inkom. En in hierdie probleem sit nog 'n probleem van, ons kan nie by die verkiesing uitkom nie, tussendeur hak die projekte vas. Niks kan deurkom nie, want ons liggaam is nie op die been.
During a break, the Kubus Youth Dance Group entertained the workshop with traditional Nama step dances. Nama musician Willem Kluter also entertained delegates with a traditional Nama song. The workshop resumed with a role play to demonstrate how mediation works. The role play simulates the dispute that arises when a farmer confiscates a Nama herder's goats that have strayed onto his land.
Ek het vir Klaas gesê om koers te loop sê en my bokke terugstuur. Maar hy minag my koers. Tot op hierdie oomblik wat is hier sit en hy nog 'n boe op daar gesê. En ek voel kolle. Ek by bokke gestuur. Was polisie toe ook. Maar die polisie stel glad nie belang nie.
Koos, dit jy ook 'n kans om jou kant te stel.
Dankie Colin. Colin Gideon moet eienaarskap vat. As hy sy bokke gebeheer het, sou hulle nie oor die grens gekom het nie. Ek het met my prokureur geraadpleeg en my prokureur het gesê ek kan my grond verloor as ek vir Gideon toelaat om my veld te wy.
The mediation role play then moves into the solution phase.
As hy miskien nog materiaal kan gee, en dan sal ek die draad regmaak.
Participants reflected on the role play and the qualities that make a good mediator.
Die groep het hier 'n paar punte opgesit, soos goeie oogkontak, goeie gesindheid, betroubaarheid, lyfstaal en goeie luisteraar en onpartydigheid.
The workshop culminated in the election of the Kubus Mediation Committee and the election of community candidates for further mediation training. We asked 2 of the newly elected mediation trainees for their reflections on the workshop.
Maar vandag, na die dag gister en vandag se werkswinkel het ons mos weer eens geleer dat konflik kan opgelos word sodra ons op 'n kalme manier die probleem aanpak en nie kwaad met kwaad vergelyk nie.
Is dit baie belangrik, vrouens moet hulle se stemme laat hoor. Vrouens moet uitkom.
In closing, delegates elected a 3-person steering committee and adopted the Kubus Declaration. The Kubus Declaration advocates mediation as best practice to resolve conflicts involving the Richtersveld Nama community. The declaration outlines the next steps that must be taken towards resolving conflict amongst the Richtersveld Nama. Firstly, mediation training must be expanded to all the Richtersveld Nama villages. Secondly, a community-based mediation team must be established and financed. Thereafter, community mediators should set up community mediations to resolve all community conflicts. Finally, the workshop noted that if this process is successful, it is a model that can be adapted for use by other indigenous communities across Africa.
We came here on behalf of IPACC to try to interact with the community and to try to teach them the great value of mediation and how mediation differ from long court cases and how it is better to choose a mediation process instead of going to court involving attorneys and all of that. And I think this message was well received by the community here. The success of today is beyond my expectation. And I'm sure that the seeds that we've been sowing here will definitely grow into trees that will bear fruit for this community.
After the workshop, Willem Kloete took us into the wilderness to sing this traditional song which celebrates the Richtersveld Nama culture.
Waaroor die liedjie gaan is die koedu tydens die hare, my mense bly lekker agter. Is die song se naam. Okay. Koedu gaisi ha duri kop na gaisi ha duri koedu gaisi ha duri kop na gaisi ha Aruda huye tahe se ha Aruda huye kubna tahe se ha De koedu sada kubuni da tahe se ha Kubna tahe ida sada tahe se ha Aruda huye Aisiha Aruda huye kubna Aisiha Koedu Gaisiha Adure Kubna Aisiha Aruda huye